Good evening, everyone. We want to welcome you all to another episode of the Black Market Podcast presented by Hack the Markets. I am one of your co hosts, AC, also known as the Market Oracle.
What's going on, everybody? I feel like I have to reintroduce myself as a market prodigy. It's been so long. Y'all
Yeah,
might
some people might
y'all
not
might
know.
remember me from season one.
That's what I was about to
This
say. Some
season
people might not remember my boy right here, but
it's coming back. This season three right here. We gonna make this one a banger though.
yeah, but we got him back now. So we're gonna have some interesting fun topics to talk about from now
Oh
on.
yeah.
To be quite frank, it's gonna be a fun show. So let's see. I know
Did
we usually
Walmart?
start. What you got? What you got?
I said, did Walmart have earnings? I heard them talking about it on the news
They about
today.
to have them. So they about to have them. So
Oh,
let me see. They were one of these days, but they're this week for sure. They're definitely this week.
yeah. So
So
today is like this week is retail week, right?
it seems like it, yeah, because today what we had is Home Depot. We had we really only had Home Depot is like the real big company. Cause I'm looking
Yeah.
at these other companies and I'm not really seeing anybody that's like notable.
Yeah, I
Uh
saw Home Depot's. I didn't track it the whole day. I saw that like pre-market, it had a really big drop. But these
mm,
days, you can't really tell, man. These folks, they like beating earnings on the top and the bottom
mm-hmm.
numbers, and you see them dropping. I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on?
And so that's the thing. So I saw that because Home Depot had that bad report, Target is reporting tomorrow. And they were saying
Hmm.
that that's probably going to affect Target as well. Of course, we know it's retail, so they're not necessarily the exact same store,
Yeah,
but they do sell,
yeah, it's similar. And
similar.
then I just
But
checked
of
out.
course, Home Depot is more home improvement, and then Target is more like decor and clothing, and then they delve into the food stuff.
They had like an interesting outlook on it and why you should be long term with Home Depot because they started looking at it in terms of like the current housing market or whatever, and people are having a hard time getting into homes. So that means that instead of getting into new homes because the building contracts have stopped, then they're going to be getting into, they're going to be staying in older homes, and older homes need repair, they
Yep,
need
renovations.
maintenance, and that's going to keep us going. So they were trying to say, well, is Home Depot really a defensive stock? And they were trying to say the same thing about Walmart too, because they've said
Yeah,
like 55% of their sales is in grocery items.
yeah. So with Walmart, I feel like that is a defensive stock because that's consumer staple. And that
Hmm.
consumer staple is always going to be something that people run to for stability because it's going to always be something that's going to generate money because it's selling necessities, things that you
Yeah,
have to live. Home Depot, on the other hand, is a little bit different because it's consumer discretionary. You don't necessarily have to do additions to your home or buy that new sink or buy this new refrigerator or something, unless it's needed. Um,
or unless your spouse or significant other is putting pressure on
Putting
you
a
to get
lot of pressure on
that
you.
that 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 brand new Bluetooth stove. That's some worthless technology
A
right there. You
Bluetooth
really don't want
stove. So
me.
how is turning on? So is it first off? Is it
Everything.
gas? Is it electric? It got to be electric. It can't be gas, right?
Nah, it's electric. They got stuff now. All your appliances talking to each other. The dumbest one I've seen so far. I don't want to get too far off topic, but the dryers and the washers. Like, who cares if I know if the cycle is done or not? If I can't put the clothes in there, if I'm not there to put the clothes in there, they still just gonna sit there.
Exactly. Hey, that's when you get to call home and say, "Hey, I know that washer done. Put them."
Hey, that's how you get the locks changed before
Yeah, I
you
know
get.
that washer done. You better put them clothes in that dryer now.
Dang.
So, hey, I think that's the only reason that you would really want that though, because outside of that, it would be like public use. Like when we was in school and you had the dryers and stuff, they would let you know when it was running and when it was empty and all that stuff. That's the only time that I would want to know that.
Yeah,
Outside of that, it's like I really could care less.
yeah.
Like I could hear this thing go off, and if I didn't, I know enough time passed by that I can go down there and find out if my clothes washed or not. Come on now.
Yeah, folks just like stuff like that, man.
Hey,
It's a
they
new
do.
shiny toy. It's something to
Yeah,
spend your money on.
yeah, for sure, for
Hey,
sure.
boy, when you make enough money in the market, those I mean, you had some of them days where I just made this money today. I might as well.
Yeah, is that might as well money.
Yeah.
So look, what we got on Wednesday? So we got
Oh, that's
Target. We were just
Walmart.
talking about Target. So
Walmart's
we
Wednesday.
also got
Yeah.
TJ Maxx, TJX. So that's going TJX is TJ Maxx and Marshalls, all those guys. So they're coming out
Mhm.
on Wednesday too.
That's Thursday, Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday is gonna be Walmart. Let's see what else we got. We got Take Two. That's the video game people. That's gonna be on Wednesday. Cisco Systems is Wednesday too. Copart. Now, because we're talking about, old houses and things of that nature and how Home Depot may move, I wonder if Copart would do the same. Seeing that, it's a junkyard, it's a pull apart type thing. And if people can't buy their cars and nothing like that because these interest rates
I
going, they gonna
mean,
be out
but
here
yeah,
pulling them parts, man.
I was wondering about that today. For some reason, I was looking at like AutoZone because I keep trying to figure out for the life of me why is AutoZone stock that
Yeah,
much?
it's like $2,000.
Yeah, but
They
think
never
about it.
split
That's
though, so that's the reason why. They don't want to split. If they split, of course it'll come down. But they said screw trying to get regular investors to come with us. We know we booming.
I mean, that's an excellent business plan for right now.
Yeah,
For right now,
yeah,
because what happens if we go all EV and everything on the hood just turn into batteries? Could they turn into like a Kodak or something like that? Where you think like, man, can't nothing happen to them? And now your cars are just computers and
yeah,
chips and stuff they don't
yeah.
sell at AutoZone.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's the case, it is gonna be a little harder because I don't know what the parts are to fix. Like, I don't know what you need to replace or anything like on a Tesla. Like, it's not a serpentine belt. So what am I replacing? It's not a water pump. So what
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's not a gas pump or a fuel pump. It's not a carburetor. It's not a fuel injector. It's not none of this stuff. So like it's no spark plugs.
You
It's
gonna
no
have like
plug. You're like, what am I doing? Like, what am I checking?
you gonna have inverters and all this other stuff, and you're gonna
Yeah, I
be in
gotta
there with
go.
a
Hey, Radio Shack need to come back and resurrect
right,
now,
right,
man.
right.
Radio Shack need to come back alive. Cause that's what we
Hmm.
gonna need to fix these cars, man. Or Best Buy. One of them. Hey, Best Buy gonna turn into AutoZone.
Folks gonna start being in the emergency room because they've been electrocuted trying to work on their car.
And
Gonna
you gonna
figure out.
know who it was. Cause they gonna look like So moving on to Thursday, that's when we do get to Walmart.
Yo,
We also got Alibaba on Thursday too.
that's what I was looking at. I couldn't think about it. I was like, there's another retail person
Yeah.
that hadn't hit yet, and that Alibaba. I'm looking at it now. That thing is a snake. It looked like on the daily that it went into a huge head and shoulder move, but it because earlier in the year it was up to what 121. It's down to like it's at $90 like right now, basically.
Yeah, it
And it's
definitely moved
right
down.
there at that 200-day moving average. Like it could do it looks like it's in a bullish stance right now, but you know how those things trade, man. Like
Man,
that and
exactly.
Duo, all those. Oh my gosh. And Futu, it's hard.
Yeah, you can't trust these Chinese stocks, man. I'm not even gonna
Mm,
lie. They
mm-mm.
are definitely something else to trade.
Hey, I rolled the dice on
Oh,
all of them before. And it's only so many times I'm gonna get burned. Like Futu, I made some good money off of that one. It's just Baba. It's just too much is going on. Jack Ma done got retired. He done got kidnapped. They found him. He's missing, and
exactly.
the stock price is going all over the place.
You know what I'm
Jack
saying?
Ma
It's
and
like
his ant group.
finding where's Waldo over there, man.
That's like with Elon Musk opening his mouth. He said he got a Twitter sitter to monitor his tweets or whatever, because he keep having to go
Yeah,
to
he keep
court.
all them financial
Yeah,
discrepancies and all that stuff that he
stop.
keeps causing. And it's like, dude, I mean, you can't be out here just saying certain things. I mean, you know that you have power. It's the same way as LeBron just can't go out here and just do certain things on the basketball court just because he's LeBron. I mean, come on now. It's not gonna be fair. And plus his rules and regulations, man.
All right.
Speaking of LeBron, who you got tonight? They play tonight, right?
Oh, you already know who I got,
You
man.
got
I'm
the
with them
Lakers.
Lakers tonight.
You got the Lakers.
Hey,
I ain't gonna
that
lie,
don't
man. I
mean
would rather see the Lakers than the Nuggets. I'm not a Lakers fan. I was a Kobe fan. So
the Nuggets are like the new Spurs, where they're good, but they just boring to watch.
exactly. And I don't want to see that. I'm cool with seeing that. I watched that already. I seen that Tim Duncan that.
And
I don't
what
want
I
to watch
don't,
that again.
I don't want to see. It's gonna be boring to see the Lakers and the Heat. It's gonna be boring to see the Nuggets and the Heat. Like the Heat are a good team, but in the 7 game series against or like a real team from the West, like it's not gonna be close.
Jimmy Bucket's gonna put buckets up. Yeah, yeah.
He gonna put buckets up, but you remember last time when they went against the Lakers?
Man, y'all was in the bubble, man. Stop
Ah, forget about it.
that. Oh man, but nah, I ain't got a dog in that race, so I'll go with the Lakers too. It don't matter to me.
But I don't know, man. You know how Anthony Davis, boy, boy.
That's a whole nother subject right there. He just like Ross stores, man. Like he off brand, man. Cause I'm telling you. But they got earnings too. They got earnings on Thursday too. Applied materials. I forgot about them.
Amen.
Yeah. Applied materials. That's a pretty good one too.
They
Definitely a pretty
waiting.
good one.
They going. Let me tell you, and that get me into thinking. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because eventually I want to get postured to enter into the chips. Right now, I don't trust them. You know, with TSM, you got Micron,
Mm-hmm.
you got AMD. I would love to own AMD, but it's too expensive right now. I tell you, it might have burned me a little bit today, but I think I'm gonna get the last laugh. This thing jumped all the way up today because they're saying that AMD, the PC sales or whatever, um, I think that deliveries and stuff are coming out on time, and they said the levels that they have right now are the same as they were with like pre-COVID times.
Okay. No, that's
So
pretty
I'm
good numbers
wondering
then.
if that's the catalyst, or probably not the catalyst, but people were. I mean, it finished up 4% today because somebody was asking me today about EV. When do you think it's going to bounce back? I said, well, I think once the chips bounce back, the EV is going to bounce back because that's what's keeping a lot of the cars from rolling off the assembly lines or
Mm-hmm.
whatever because they're missing chips. So that made me think about it when you start thinking when you said something about AMAT,
Mm-hmm.
that's just that whole supply chain. Some people don't realize that it's all in it together with the chips and the AI and AMAT and EV stuff. Like all this stuff is intertwined together.
Exactly.
And then you talked about it, you hit on it earlier when you said the economic stuff that's going on. And boy, I cannot wait to see if they're gonna pause or they're gonna do another 25 basis point. So right now, I heard that that they were saying they're just gonna pause and no more rate hikes. And I wonder what the stock market is gonna do. My thesis could be wrong, but I think the stock market is gonna go for another low before it just in time. I think it's gonna hit that low and then it's gonna use the news of the CPI, the news of the Fed meeting and no rate hike to go ahead and take off. That's my
Yeah.
thesis.
So I definitely been looking at the overall market, and it does look pretty flat with more of a bearish tone to it, and not necessarily saying that we're going to be in a bear market, but at this time I feel like we're range bound, and because we're range bound, I feel like we're going to touch the bottom, just like what you just said. I feel like we're
Uh-huh.
going to touch the bottom of that range, and then we'll go back higher. And I think we're on the same page on that one.
Oh yeah, it's funny because today I was at lunchtime and I said the market gonna have a huge pullback this week, if not today.
Yeah.
Later on today, about 3:45, I started to see it selling off because I've been tracking it like close for the
Mm-hmm.
past week. And today was the first day that on the daily chart that it broke below that 20-day moving average barrier. So that's why it was moving sideways today at that amount and then at that level, and it just broke through. So next stop could be the 50-day moving average. Usually when that happens.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the SPY, it closed at 14 today. 50-day moving average is at 405. A lot of times when the last time it dropped like that, it only took like 1 or 2 days to cover the ground, or like, like a $15-20 pullback.
Yeah. Nah, we definitely got some movement going on, and it's coiling up because of these earnings and also because of these economic reports and all that stuff. It's definitely coiling up, ready for a move to happen for sure. I'm trying to see. So we didn't have anything on Friday for real. We only got Foot Locker and we got John Deere. So I'm looking at the economic reports now, and we really don't have anything coming out this week that's gonna move the market. I see the Fed. I see Powell is gonna talk on Friday. I see a
Mm.
couple more guys are gonna talk on Thursday. We really don't have
Hey,
anything coming in besides like the housing
you
starts
got
and the
to
building
keep up with
permits.
that economic stuff, man. Was that last week when the CPI data came out?
Mm,
I mean, I'm usually on top of this stuff. I got the economic calendar and everything, but just so happen this is like the week where I wasn't on top of it. I didn't know. I'm just looking like pre-market or whatever. This stuff like
yeah.
drop at 8:30. I'm just looking at the screen, and all of a sudden I get my alert start going off on my computer, and I see all this wild swinging. Man, I got option contracts open. I always try to close out my option contracts before CPI hit. Oh my goodness. I'm like over there just praying. I'm like, please, please,
Hey, it
please.
definitely
At
gets in
that
that
point,
mode, boy.
it was a coin flip. I can't remember if I was on a plane when it was going on. I'm like,
Yeah, it definitely gets to that mode, man. Like I've gotten caught myself a couple times because just having so much stuff going on, you kind of forget about certain days and about certain reports that's dropping, and I just lose track of the week, and boom, it just
yeah.
snuck up on me like that, and I'm like, wow, I really just held on to this during this report. Wow.
Yeah, then you get hit with that report or like an earnings report, and you forget that volatility crush is gonna
Mm-hmm.
kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some puts open or
Yeah.
whatever, and
Yeah,
it
for
tank
sure.
out, and you think you about to cash in on some real money, and you
For sure.
realize that, oh man, this contract ain't worth nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why you definitely have to pay attention. Like, and that's what we teach you guys. Like, we talking about our mistakes that we make, but that people make mistakes, and that's how we correct them, and we teach people how to be better profitable traders. Because if you can understand the mistakes that you're making and you can correct those mistakes, then boom, you never make that mistake again. Now you can progress. So we definitely like to talk about things like this because we're not perfect. We're not perfect traders. We're not 100% on everything that we call. So that's why you always have to manage the risk. And if anybody tells you or tries to make it seem like they're 100% on every pick, they're lying. They're
Nah,
lying to you.
it can't be, because you don't know when Mr. Elon Musk gonna open his mouth.
I'm telling you,
You
it's
don't know
so
when
much.
another war is gonna break out. It's just so much stuff that it's just breaking news that's beyond your control or anybody else's control, and
Exactly.
people are going to react when they hear that news, and you just can't anticipate everything.
So nothing you can, yeah, exactly. So with that being said, that's what we're here for. We're here to tell you about the mistakes we've made, guide you to be better, and hopefully you learn from us and you can make some money too.
They would
Because
say we lost money so you don't have to.
exactly, we went through all that for you. Basically, we did all the craziness that you would want to do in the market. So we tell you, no, you don't want to do that. 9 times out of 10, we telling you because we did it. And we know how
Man,
that road ends.
I
And
mean,
nine
like
times out of 10 is a dead end.
nothing like almost like nothing scares me like in the market, because it's like it's been there, done that. People are like, oh, that's a lot. Like, yeah, I done lost 1,000 in a day. I done lost 5 or 6,000 in a day, but I done made 7 or 8,000 in a day. Like my
Exactly.
thing is to be consistent and have more wins than I have losses, and just
That's the
go
name
from
of the
there.
game.
I try not to load the boat up, every single time. 'Cause boy, when I first started, whoo,
Oh, yeah.
I
Hey, it
I
was
felt
it
like
was
I was
definitely
playing with
some
house
some
money.
rough waters out here,
Hey,
boy.
hey, when I first started, you couldn't call it trading. I was in Vegas. I was gambling. Hey,
Yeah,
I
it was
I
definitely a
was
rough wild.
I
Rough
was
wild
buying
times out here.
cheap out the money puts on expiration date. hoping
Hey,
that
all
it was
types of
gonna
wild
move
stuff was going on.
$3 in 30 minutes. Like just some wild stuff I would never do now, but you don't understand that, or you don't understand you get into an option where the spread on it, like the spread between the bid and ask is like from $1.20 to $1.90. Like you don't understand that until you trying to close out and you're like, oh man, I'm up, I should be getting about $1,000 out. And then by the time they fill the order, you didn't lost $50 when you thought you should have been up 1,000.
Hmm.
Like, what's going on? That's the worst feeling.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely have to pay attention to that gap, that bid ass spread, man. If you don't pay attention to that bid ass spread, it will tear
It
you up.
almost got me this morning. I saw like the perfect stock that I was about to short or whatever. What was it? It was on SA P. It's kind of tight now, but man, I was gonna short it as soon as a market opened this morning. Then I started looking at that bid ask spread, and I was like, hell
Can't
no.
touch it.
Mm-mm,
I'm telling you, can't touch
mm-mm.
it. Nah, you definitely
That
have to pay
thing
attention to that.
is wider than the Mississippi. Boy,
Man,
woo.
I'm trying to tell you,
Mm-mm.
way too wide. But beyond that, hey, so do you have any picks? We at that time right now where we got any picks you want to share with the team or with the people?
So I'm already an owner of Amazon and Google, but I do have one that I am hot after. I mean, man, it's in fintech, so it's a
Okay,
Square. So I've been going back and forth between Square and PayPal. I own Square, pulled all the way back or whatever. I think I got in originally at 57. It went up, it went, and then it went back down. But but Square and PayPal both had excellent earnings reports and everything. I think it's just going down with the market, but both of them are really sitting at like their 52-week lows. I think at the beginning or sometime in the middle of 2021, both of them were like at the $360 range. And they're both right now sitting at like 55 and $60.
okay,
Um, Great companies. I think they're still all right now. You can't really go wrong with either one of them. So if I had to come up with one, I'm just gonna say that one. Sneak that in as a pair.
gotcha. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys one. I like Win, WYNN. I do like the resorts.
Hotels.
Yeah, I like the resorts, man. They coming back. Vegas is already saying that Vegas Strip, their spending is up higher now. I think hotels are up higher. Everything is basically up higher from pandemic, of course. Like some things are up over 30%. So definitely looking at that rebound going on. Macau is also wide open again in China after um, they had what they had going on with the COVID lockdowns and all of that. So yeah, I like Win. It's sitting at a support area. If it breaks it, then we close it. Otherwise, we got a good chance to make some good money off of that one. So if you guys want to get some more plays like this and get some advice, learn some more things that we have done wrong that we can steer you away from, definitely head over to hackthemarketstrading.com where you can sign up for a premium account. That premium account will give you access to us where we can show you all this stuff that we're talking about. Um, other than that, subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Like the Facebook page. Share these videos. Definitely let some people know about the videos. And
Tell your mama.
tell everybody. Mama, daddy, grandmama. Tell everybody. But until next time, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a
Yes,
good one.
sir.